thanks to Kaminsky's for having us here. Fantastic. Marcia is a coach at Poway High School, so one of our rivals. So this is the first time I think a Mount Carmel team's ever been here, and hopefully not the last. The food's great, right? We've got the pictures up on the big screens, which is nice. I noticed she was nice enough to put up a better match for us up there, which is very thoughtful. Fantastic. We're going to start with the JV tonight, junior varsity. We got 5 seniors. So that's going to be a little traumatic. We have Kiara Long and her family reunion here, so in the back, so we're happy to have all of them. Thanks for bringing all those people. Excellent. So without further ado, we're going to start out with, by the way, I mean, we'll get to this later, but there were like so many parent volunteers that helped put this together. Of course, all of them were women. And we know the guys know in the room that the women rule the universe, right? So we already know that, and so we appreciate all the volunteers that put all this together. It's very beautiful, a lot of special touches, a lot of memories here. So without further ado, Coach Daryl Blaine from the junior varsity.
Thank you. Okay. Can I do this? Hands free. Is that better? Yeah. You hear me okay? Okay, how about now? I'll come back here. Oh, well, coaching, it's a lot of fun, so I'm told. I'll tell you how I know that. I was just a little story. I think it's okay to say that I called the district to find out how to get my paycheck stuff. I didn't know how to get it. They didn't send it to me in the mail, so they sent me through to someone in payroll and said, you know, you had to get online and log in, put in your passcode, which I didn't know I had one. Told me all about it. So anyway, we got talking about what they pay us, right? You know, a case of peanuts or a barrel? I don't know. Which is going to be easier to sell downtown? So they said, yeah, you guys don't get much, but that's because you love it. Come on, all right, sure. I said, you know, the janitors get more than us. She says, they don't love it as much. So we'll have to give them more. But, you know, next year is going to be rough. I don't know if you've seen the budget, but it's going to be pretty rough for the coaches. We have to pay them. I don't know if you got the memo, Coach. You know, it's, sure, you're overworked, underpaid. Yeah, we've heard that, but it's a lot less work when you have some great volunteer coaches, like Coach Ray. Coach Beth, the varsity. You know, really, it helps out a lot. You know, we've got 4 coaches running different drills. It's better for the players. Also, they get more involved, they get more out of it, they learn more, and I saw a lot of improvement in our team this year. And I think probably for varsity as well. But I think that, you know, we got a lot of beginners, a lot of beginning players this year, and towards the end of the year, there are a lot of them really coming into their own, playing good tennis, winning tennis. And Coach Ray is one of the reasons for that. Thanks a lot, Coach. Okay, so I've got some certificates here for making it through the year, and in no particular order. I'm just going to call your name, come on up, and I'm going to give it to you. Number 1, Corey. Okay, I got some notes, because I can't remember everything, so 16 font wasn't big enough, so I got to put the glasses on. I tried to not do that. Corey's a player that has a great temperament. She's even-keeled, which is really good for tennis. Never let him see you sweat. Corey really, she shot out of the gate quickly with Trudy as her doubles partner, and they earned a lot of wins. A lot of good team wins, really valuable. And Corey has she's got a great volley. And like I said, she's really relaxed out there. And I hope she just keeps working on her game, and we'll come back next year. Okay, we want you to do that. Keep playing year-round. Okay, next, we've got a veteran here, Alexandra Kennedy. We call her Alex. Come on down. All right. Alex is a great team player, and she really was, working hard to improve her game, which she did, and she always was asking questions. She wanted to get better. Coach, help me with this. Coach, help me with that. And she, didn't matter where she played, and she would wait her turn to play and didn't complain. Really a great team player, improved a lot, and hope she keeps playing. You really should keep playing year-round. Keep her out. Okay, next player is Kiara. You brought some friends with you tonight, huh? Good. Oh, Kiara's another great team player. She can play singles and doubles wherever she's needed. She doesn't complain. She's really a pleasure to have on the team. And I think she really started improving quite a bit at the end, but she started playing more doubles, and it was a great fit for her. A natural doubles player, got some good wins, really improved a lot. We look forward to seeing you back next year. Thanks, Kiara. Okay, our next player is Emily Murphy. Look, she's all sun-deviled up. Love to see her. I would say that Emily is somebody, I would say, has a lot of spunk. And a nice volley. Very upbeat and positive. She always wants to get in the game. And you love that. Put me in, coach, kind of thing, right? She's so funny. Whenever she played a match, when she'd run up to me, Coach, we won! So excited. She has a lot of enthusiasm. And she improved a lot this year. I hope she keeps playing. We want you back next year, and you're going to get some heavy playing time. Okay? Might compromise your music a little bit, so that's okay, right? Come on back. Thanks, Emily. Okay, Vanessa. So we had a lot of beginning players this year, more than I can remember in recent years. Vanessa's one of the beginning players. She worked hard to improve her game, and she did. And I asked her one day, because she really was looking very athletic out there. And I said, I asked her, did you ever play softball? She said, no. Oh, well, what sport did you play? She says, no sport. Remember that? Couldn't believe it. So I said, okay, your sport is tennis. And she actually had a fair amount of playing time, got a lot of good wins. So I hope you can, parlay that into playing year-round, come back next year and play even more. So she was a pleasure to have on the team, great attitude, and look forward to seeing her back next year. Thank you. Is Nara here? Is Nara here?
No.
Nope. Okay. It's a goal thing. Trudy. Is Rudy here? Yeah. Well, I can take off my glasses because I don't have my note card for Trudy, so I'm going strictly from memory. But Trudy's a great team player. She's willing to play singles, doubles, wherever she was needed. And she's a wily player. I mean, people don't really know how well she can hit the ball. Her opponents, I think she took them by surprise. Got a lot of good wins, some good wins in singles and in doubles. And like I said before, her and Corey were really tearing it up at the beginning of the year. I think they won 6 or 7 in a row out of the gate. So and she improved a lot during the year. And I have a feeling she's going to keep playing year-round too and be back next year. I hope so. Thank you, Trudy. The list is back on. Okay, for Laura. So I really enjoyed having Laura on the team. She's a true team player, and also she would play singles or doubles wherever you needed her to play. And she had a great attitude out there. And it's kind of funny. She'd be doing that little Irish dance thing out there. But I gotta say, when she didn't have a good day and she lost to somebody she thinks she should have beat, well, you gotta get out of the way. Upset, mad, that look in her eye. I mean, you just wanted to stay away. I felt, after some matches I wanted to talk to her, but I was afraid I might turn into a pillar of salt. This Medusa thing going sometimes, so it's like, okay, we'll talk later. But that didn't happen that often. The rest of the time, it was great to have you on the team. But I like that. You want to be upset. And just a tip for the JV players, next year we're on varsity. Even if you don't mean it, be really upset for a while. Just between you and just, like 20 minutes or so. Thank you, Laura. Okay, is Rachel here? Yeah, come on. It's great having Rachel on the team. She's very athletic, she's very unassuming, and found out she was the fastest runner on our team. We kind of discovered that. We had a little mini track meet after about 4 or 5 matches, and she was able to play singles and doubles also, but after I saw what a speedster she was, it was singles pretty much the rest of the way. And she helped a lot with a lot of good wins in singles. I'm hoping she keeps the tennis up and comes back next year even stronger. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you. And now I just found Shrudi's note card. Everything I already said. Okay. And Ilona. Come on down. Ilona's one of our three lefties, new to tennis also. She's improved her game a lot throughout the year, and especially her serve. It was pretty rough in the beginning. As you all know, the serve is the hardest shot. It's the hardest one, a lot of moving parts, but she really improved that quite a bit. And she's another player that's really eager to play, not afraid of the competition, wanted to be put in, always asking to be put in. So I did put her in as much as I could. And she was great in practice also. So I think, Ilona, you just keep playing and keep on that same track. You won't have to be asking next year. Just come back. Keep playing, come on back next year. Thank you. I think I'm missing one. Talk amongst yourself while I sort this out. No, wait a minute. Oh no, that's okay. It was a color piece of paper. Heather. Yeah. That's what I was looking for. So Heather really improved a lot this year also. She demonstrated she's got really good athleticism. And she had some great wins in doubles, especially towards the end. And she developed a really nice, technically correct serve. And it was so good that I had everybody else on the team gather around and watch her serve. She was doing it just perfectly correctly. And really turning into a good doubles player. And I really look forward to having you come back next year. You're coming back next year. You're drafted. Okay. I don't know, I'll probably have you for a couple of weeks. Somebody might take it. But I think that I'm out of certificates for the people that are here. Is there anybody here on JV that got shorted? You mean that? Oh. Yeah, it would.
Most weird is that we I don't even have those. Here, right now.
I'm the one that wrote We're not done. More stuff. So we have a couple of awards here, actually three, for JV players. And this first one is for what I call the ultimate team player. This is someone that has a combination of great attitude, great work ethic and practice, good consistency, showing up, and obviously skills too. All of that combined. And I would say that there's a few people that are really, really good team players, but there's only one that I can call the ultimate team player, and that is Shruti. Where did she go? Oh no. Hey, you know what? We're going to pretend like this is the ultimate award. It didn't happen, and we'll save it for last. All right, so moving on. We have an award for the most improved player. And this actually was probably the toughest one because a lot of players on JV improved quite a bit. And so kind of wrestled with this, but then I realized, I started thinking about how this player played in the beginning of the year and how they started playing at the end of the year. And the competitiveness and the wins and the shots and adding new strokes. And so that it really was clear that the most improved player for JV is Rachel.
I'm gonna be so big. I'm gonna blue crossing.
As I said about Rachel earlier, she's very unassuming, okay? She's good, she works hard, but she apologizes a lot for little things. She just doesn't want to offend anybody. She wants to play straight. She wants to do the right thing all the time. And, you know, that didn't hurt. But she, in the beginning, I think when she played some matches for the first time, it was like, you know, really scared, nervous at the time, and didn't do so well in the beginning. You know, did the best she could running down shots, but towards the end she got more and more confident, started reeling off a lot of wins. I remember in particular, when we went to Valhalla, I know she was sick for a few days. And, you know, she missed one match, but then the next day we had that match at Valhalla. And I know that it wasn't much wrestling for her, but she went in strong and won 3 singles matches there. And she won a lot of matches and competed hard. And I hope, please, keep playing, come back next year. So varsity can draft you. Good job. Okay, our next award is for what I call the ultimate team player. All right, so it's a combination of attitude, work ethic, you know, good play, good practice, skills, and just all around someone that really seems to put the team first. And we have somebody, although I said before, we had a lot of candidates for that, but one stands out, and that is Trudy. Getting a lot of here. It's kind of funny, you know, some people, you know, we're going to play Torrey Pines, and we say, you're going to play #1 single. And you see that deer across it, you're playing #1 single. I didn't get much more than maybe a gulp from Trudy. Just like, okay. Maybe a deer in parking lots. So, but it didn't matter, doubles, singles, she would play wherever you wanted it. And that really helps with us. I mean, a coaching job is a lot easier when people have that attitude, because sometimes we're short at singles. We really are. You know, it's a hard, you know, definitely harder than singles. You got to hit every ball. And just love the way that Trudy was willing to just be a gamer, whatever it took. And she competed well, won a lot of good matches, and she earned that award. One more. This is the MVP of our team, and I think this one was pretty clear. This is someone who racked up huge wins. She had a record of 21-4 in singles, and then 17-2 outside the league record in singles, and helped us with some key wins. And that is Lily. She looks a little surprised. She's going, I don't know what to think. I'm on varsity. But she played enough matches in JV to earn that award. Lily's pretty funny. She's got a little bit in common with Rachel, you know, a little self-deprecating, you know. She's like, oh God, I'm gonna get kicked off the team. Oh, I'm not good enough. I gotta work on my serve. I don't like my volley. I don't like my overhead. I hate my forehand. But I like my backhand. That's true.
Sounds like Michelle Cookie.
But Lily is a strong competitor, and we were cruising along nicely in the season. I think we were like 7-1, 7-2, and then she was unceremoniously absconded by varsity. Yeah, that's okay. That was good. She deserved it. She wanted to be on varsity, and she was willing to pay her dues and earn it. And with that record, she did. She got a shot. So she got to be our MVP and got some good varsity experience. So it was a win-win for Lily. Congratulations. Well, I think that's about it for me, unless there's any questions, complaints, or comments. So I'm going to go away and let Coach Rach talk to you. Thank you.
So for some of you that don't know, the tennis season is actually still going on. The CIF individuals are still being continued at Farm Center. The two teams from our league will be playing in the state regional championships. As we all know, the Palomar League is the premier league in San Diego County. All 6 teams were in the top 20 in the county. To play this sport takes a lot of guts for girls in this area. Okay, so the players that we have that have played for us for 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, okay, this 56 corridor is ruthless. Okay, so it's absolutely the best. If you looked at the CIF individual doubles draw, we had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams and the 7, 8, 9, 10 teams out of 20 seeds, out of 87 schools. So this is a rough area to be picking an individual sport, and you're picking this as your high school sport. It's the sport of a lifetime. We always want to encourage the girls to pick your sport for the right reasons, and I can't think of a better sport to play for your entire life. The coaches, okay, we're not getting any younger, and we're still playing. We're still playing, we're still enjoying it. And to watch the young players coming up and to see what they're going through, girls, we've all been through it as tennis players, okay? When you think you're alone and you think you're a bit of a nervous wreck out there, you're trying to find ways to win out there. The coaches know what it feels like because we've all been players. So we respect everything you do. We're trying to help you appreciate and enjoy the game. So you always want to play high school tennis, high school sport for the right reasons. You know, the team bonding, the team chemistry, playing for a team, something bigger than yourself, you know, goal setting, not to mention the physical activity that you're getting, the benefits of all that. There's so many benefits to high school tennis. It's not all about winning and losing, okay? And sometimes the coaches, of course we want to win. We're very competitive. I've never met a more competitive guy than Daryl, okay? When Daryl sees his freshman class come in, and he's saying, gosh, man, I hope we can beat Westview and Poway and these teams. And I'm thinking, you're going to be lucky to win any matches this year at all, Daryl. Okay, you've got a lot of young talent. okay? You've got a lot of young talent that have played very little, and you're playing against girls that have played since 5th or 6th grade, okay? So, yeah, he doesn't care about that. He's just going to keep working and working and working, and he's funny, but he's very competitive too. So we appreciate all the junior varsity's effort. Rachel and Lily, like we were talking about, very, very serious about their games. Very serious, okay? A little too serious sometimes. And I've been accused of being a little too serious as a coach also, okay? But as young players, okay, you have to kind of learn to get rid of that anxiety and enjoy it. It's not always fun, but it's enjoyable if you enjoy the competition. And to be a tennis player and an individual tennis player, you have to have that self-reliance, perseverance, resiliency. So those are life lessons. Those are life lessons. Some of you are seniors, okay? You've had success and you've had failure. Okay, you've learned to overcome all those things and to still enjoy your teammates and enjoy playing for Mount Carmel, playing in the Palomar League, playing the best tennis in San Diego County week after week after week. You got to have thick skin. You got to be able to persevere, and you got to be able to want to practice even when you're getting beat up on in the Palomar League. Okay, and these girls all did that. So, and I think the seniors set the example. You know, they keep coming back. They keep coming back. Okay, sometimes they weren't always happy with me. A coach and a student's relationship isn't always, you know, apple pie all the time. So I admit that I'm not the easiest coach, okay, but all the coaches in the Palomar League, we all want the best for you, okay, and we want you to learn about yourselves more. I think you did that. These girls on varsity that I have, okay, every single one has a grade point average above 3.4. We have six girls that have over 4.0s. We have nine over 3.85. So as usual, the tennis teams usually get the smarter. I mean, all the kids these days are smart. They have to be multitaskers. There's so much academic pressure, the SATs, all that. You know, this sport is a secondary thing. But it's also a secondary thing that you still have to approach in the same way in terms of success, and all these girls have done that. But we always have a smart group at Mount Carmel, okay? So that's just the way it's always going to be. It seems to attract the individuals that are goal setters, that want to, you know, challenge themselves to play an individual sport. They could be playing volleyball or basketball or soccer. You know, there's 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 other players on the team that can support you. And you're not left out there on an island. In tennis, you're on an island. You're 1 or 2 players on a court against one. It's head-to-head, 2-on-2, 1-on-1. So it's a big commitment, but it's also more fun because you're always in the action. You're you and the ball and your opponent, and you're always in the action. You're not left on the sideline. So I'm glad you picked tennis. It is the sport of a lifetime, and you know, my goal for you is, I know you're all going to be lawyers, doctors, biologists, teachers, whatever in the future. I know you're not going to be pro tennis players, but if you have this sport of a lifetime, I always say it's better being out on a court than it is running around a track. Okay, I'd much rather be out hitting balls. I think Alexis and Lauren will verify that for me. Okay. They never saw a track that they didn't hate. They never saw running around those courts that they didn't like, okay? They'd let me know about it, okay? But they became pretty good tennis players, okay? And I think if my goal for them is to keep playing for their entire lifetime. I was lucky this year. I had Coach Beth Sauer with me. She's a very, very, very strong player, okay, and her husband was nice enough to let her volunteer for us. The volunteer coaching job that Ray and Beth did was phenomenal, okay. I think they learned a little bit about the difficulties of coaching teenage girls, okay. They have one at home that they're always living with, right? And parents, you can verify this for me, okay. I'm a father. All the coaches are fathers or mothers too. Okay, we've all been through it. But you get them 24 hours a day. Only get them 2 or 3, and God bless you, parents. That's all I gotta say. It's like, it's like they're great girls, but they're not always the easiest to deal with all the time. So, luckily they bought into the team concept, and they did a fantastic job this year. So I'm going to get into the season now and start handing out our stuff. But they did a fantastic job. Thanks, Coach, for helping me out. You really helped me out a lot. Lauren Appleby. He always wants to run away, okay? Lauren's the 4th year senior, okay? We butted heads a few times, all right? From her start of her freshman year to her senior year, unbelievable improvement, okay? I think, I'm just guessing, but she's matured a lot. By this time, you really see the growth and the development. Super smart girl, already has her plans and her goals for college. But as a tennis player, she didn't have a lot of self-confidence, I felt, when she came up, freshman, sophomore. Junior year, she started to gel a little bit more. She and Alexis became a pretty good doubles team. Her stroke started to develop, volleys got better. Her mindset, I think the biggest improvement was her mindset. She started to realize that she could play this game. It's 50% of this game. What's that Yogi Berra saying? 90% of this game is 50% mental, something like that. But anyway, she has a very strong, she has a strong will. She just came to practice. She competed to the best of her ability. She played 4 years. She never quit. Okay, and I'm very proud of her for doing all that and for showing me that her growth in the mental game was fantastic. So thank you. Andrea Bijou. Okay, so I know this takes a little time, but the girls deserve a little recognition at this point. They've been playing all season, and so if it takes me a little extra time, I'm sorry, but they're very deserving of this. If I could have, I don't do it, but if I would have a cheerleader award, of course, most of us have to have like earplugs in when we have her leading our cheers, right? I think she broke Grace's eardrums a few times, right, Grace?
Yeah.
So Andrea came up from JV with Mina. They were known as Batman and Robin last year, okay? They had 40 wins at the JV level, girls, last year. They were unbeatable at the JV level. And I think they just have the will to win, okay? Their strokes weren't always fantastic last year, but they had the will to win, and they had chemistry, and they enjoyed playing the game, and they would chase everything down, and they complemented each other beautifully. So this year, they moved up to varsity, and I think they were kind of thinking that they were going to have instant success at the varsity level. But they found out that there's no such thing as instant gratification in tennis, okay? You have to pay the price in practice. You have to work your way up. So Mina and Andrea here, they had 13 wins this year. Last year they had 40 wins at the JV level. This year they had 13 wins at varsity level. Most of those wins were outside the conference. Did that mean they were playing poorly? No. They were playing really, really hard, really, really well. But this is a tough league, man. This is a very tough league. Okay, they had some, they got tested mentally because they started to figure out, like, wow, we don't want this to ruin our friendship, all this losing. I think you should split us up, coach. I said, be careful what you ask for, because that next girl you play with, you might not have the same chemistry that you just had with that girl. So, they're very flexible. At Mount Carmel, you have to be flexible, because I'm going to put you in all kinds of situations, singles, doubles, different partners, okay? And in one way or another, you're going to learn how to be a team player. And Andrea has always been a really great team player. And her attitude, she wants to win as bad or as you know, she wants to win more than anyone else. So she would give it her all out there every time, okay? And despite having 13 wins in the season, you know, you go from 0 wins to 13 wins, that's about average. That's actually a good year. So in her estimation, I'm sure with her grade point average and Mina's grade point average, they're thinking, wow, we didn't really do that well in tennis. But you actually did. You were 4.0 students in tennis. You did the best you could. You know, you brought it every day in practice. You tried to improve, and we appreciate that. Thank you. Michelle Kutana. So, Michelle was one of our best doubles players, okay? Always is. I don't know how she does it when she has a backhand. She has a great backhand, okay? She has some very unusual technical skills, but the skill that she does have that really impresses me is the mental game, okay, and the attitude. It's like she had 22 wins, girls, outside of conference before we even started conference. She was 22-2 in doubles. Okay, think about that for a second. She only lost two matches before we started the Palomar League. She ended up the season at 500, 27-27. Okay, so it shows you how rough the Palomar League is, but she was highly competitive in that Palomar League with her partner down the stretch, Katie Sauer, okay? They developed the chemistry that put them as the #1 team. And Michelle has goals. Most of her goals are for the future, you know, like Stanford, things like that, Harvard, who knows. I mean, I'm sure she'll achieve those, but in the meantime, we're happy to have her at Mount Carmel playing tennis because she's a great team player, okay? And she, you know, she knows I expect a little bit more of her. I mean, her cousin is at Stanford, okay? And he knows that I gave him some breaks on the tennis team, and so he's assured me that Michelle's gonna put out her best effort for 4 years on the tennis team or else. So, yeah, so she knows that I have him as my backup. So I'm hoping Michelle comes back next year because next year she might have to play some singles and some doubles because we're gonna be missing a lot of our singles players, and she's capable of playing singles too. So I'm hoping she works hard in the off season and comes back next year even better and stronger than ever because she's a lot of fun to be around. She keeps everybody kind of light and chippy out there on the courts, and you always need that out there, okay? Not always serious competitor, but keep it light, keep it fun. So thank you. Grace Limmersall. Grace's brother is the #1 player on our boys team, and Grace, for whatever reason, has been drugged into this tennis world by her family. Okay, she was JV last year. Now, Grace, I think, has probably some of the best topspin ground strokes on our team. She's fantastic from the baseline. And so as soon as she gets over her allergy to the net, you know, it's a very distinct common disorder going around with a lot of our girls. They seem to have this like allergic reaction, you know, it's like they break out in hives when they get close to the net, right? Right, we've had that with those two overcame it. Okay, so I think these seniors overcame it, so I think you can too. But Grace is like got the greatest attitude too. She also came from JV, she also had 13 wins. She's another one where I could put in there for, you know, most improved player, and always a great attitude. And always when I tell her something, she always goes, okay, coach, I'll try that. And I know her dad goes through the same thing, like, get to the net, Grace, get to the net. I am getting to the net. No, you're not. Run up and touch the net. Just show me you can get close to that net without breaking out, man. And so this girl is so much fun to have on the team, and I think like if she just keeps going, man, she's going to be a really good player because her topspin ground strokes gave everybody a lot of trouble, and her personality is, as you can see, is very bubbly. She's always smiling, and that's another thing we need on the team. So thank you very much. Savannah Gray. I love Savannah's tennis shoes, man. It's hard for me to believe Savannah's a senior. This is really hard for me to believe because she came to me in 8th grade with her dad and her mom. Savannah wants to play tennis. Okay, what other sports has she played? Well, she's in orchestra, she's a Girl Scouts, she does this, she does that. Any sports? No, not really. Well, what's up with picking tennis? Like, this is a very technically skilled individual game. Well, it looks like a lot of fun, so I thought I want to try it out. Okay, Savannah. Well, listen, here's the deal, Savannah. I'll try to get you up so that you can make, coach you up a little bit so that you can make the JV team. I can't say that you're going to get a lot of playing time your JV year, but we'll keep you and we'll try to develop you as a player. Okay, that sounds good with me. Well, it turns out that we had one of those years 4 years ago where we had all rookies on the JV team again, and Savannah got thrust into the #1 singles player as a JV player right from the start. Like, okay, you're in #1 singles, have fun. Okay, and Savannah just said okay. So over the 4 years of playing, okay, she's moved up, and for you JV girls, okay, she went from JV from having a highly successful freshman year. Sophomore year comes out 9 wins all year long, mostly doubles, okay? 9 wins and a lot of losses. But, she has a little bit of that allergy to the net thing that Grayson's got going on, right? So she can volley, but she doesn't like the volley. So anyway, long story short with Savannah is that girls, JV, 9 wins, last year 22 wins, this year 30 wins. Now, this year Savannah was our second leading, she was this #2 player on the team, really. She had 30 wins. She was 27-18 in singles. She had some really good wins in the Palomar League. She was second behind Erica in most wins in the Palomar League. And we got to calling Savannah a little bit. We started calling her Miss Poker Face, okay? Because I could look down the court and I could never really tell whether Savannah was winning or losing. It was just always the same quiet demeanor. And she developed into a really fine singles player for us this year. And so between missing her and Erica at 1 and 2 singles next year, we'll have plenty of room open JV players for singles next year. So I think Savannah really became a player somewhere between her junior and her senior year. Once again, there was a lot of agony for her putting up with me on the practice court a lot of times. But she persevered through it, and she came out the other side just fine. And you can see that she's become a great tennis player, and all her teammates appreciate her a lot. So thank you, Savannah. Katie Sauer. Katie's following in her sister's footsteps. Her sister, was a 4-year player. Now at Cal SLO. Katie would watch her play. Katie played as a freshman, a little bit as a varsity player last year. Played in the Palomar League individuals. Katie has I'm going to get this done type of attitude. She and Michelle, became the #1 doubles team for us this year. They had great chemistry. Katie also played, with Alexis. Michelle played with Alexis. I mean, we were working things around, but Katie will play with anybody. She'll also play singles. She's a very good singles player. Santa Claus is going to bring her a serve for Christmas, and then she is going to be set up for next year, man. It's I'm pretty sure that's in the I don't know, it's a stocking stuffer, man. I think it's going to be a big gift. So this girl has ground strokes, man. She has volleys. She, she has consistency, accuracy, placement, and she has that willpower. Okay, so she had 26 wins this year. Michelle had 27. She had 26. That's a good year. That's a good year in the Palomar League. And I always like Katie's answers whenever I ask her a question. How are you feeling today? Or what's going to happen? Like, we got this, coach. I'm going to get this, coach. Always with a smile on her face. Having her mom as our assistant volunteer coach on varsity, I'm not sure she was always happy with that, because sometimes I felt like she would give her mom a little more feedback than she would give me. So, but her mom gives her great advice and great coaching in the off season, so I know she's going to be a great player for us next year. She already has been for 2 years, so thank you, Katie. Ava. Eva's like, uh-oh, what's Coach Rage going to say now? Man? So Eva's another one of those brilliant 4.0 type students, senior, 4 years, JV players, you might want to listen up. So Ava, she could have quit at any time during her 4 years, but she hung with it, stuck with it, and this year, okay, she was kind of our designated number 3 singles player because we don't have a lot of depth in singles. So she got thrown into some really adverse situations in the Palomar League at number 3 singles, and she never really blinked. She just went out there and played her best, and she actually played some pretty good tennis. And from her freshman year to her senior year, she has improved dramatically. She played a little in the off season. She played what we call this Agape League, which is some recreational match play in the off season. She played some world team tennis, or junior team tennis, sorry. And so she worked on her game quite a bit. She really improved in her 4 years of play. I'm so happy for her because she stuck it out for all 4 years, and now she has the game of a lifetime to play for exercise. I think she actually really enjoys it, and she found out also, once again, that she could, the mental game is so important, and I felt like Ava's mental game was very, very strong out there this year, so thank you very much. Nina Williams. I know that you don't like to stand here, but you deserve the recognition. You can see your cheerleader over there. Sometimes I remember Mina was playing a singles match this year in Poway, and there was Andrea. Come on, Mina! 3 courts. You got this, girl. Come on, Mina's like, what the heck? But I put Mina into a couple singles matches, and she never really blinked too much, and then when she went out there and played, I think she actually kind of had fun in singles. So she and Andrea were a great doubles team. She played with a number of different partners. Once again, highly successful at JV level, 13 wins at the varsity level. Same as Grace, same as Andrea. Okay, they all had about the same amount of wins, but Mina is a great team player. Okay, and she's very coachable. I showed her a couple things on, how to improve her strokes a couple times. She took it to heart. She tried it in practice. She's still got a lot of upside. She's a great athlete. She's very quick. She's very fast. She chases balls down. Good concentration. So she and these girls that are coming back next year have a lot of potential if they play more in the off season, which I'm hoping they do. Okay, that's the key. But Nina was a great player, and we really enjoyed having her on our team. She was great. Alexis. So Alexis's mom has been our team mom the last 2 years, done a fabulous job, new baby and everything for her to babysit with. Alexis is one of those funny people on the team. It's like another, another kind of, I'd say this is a California girl, like defined. So laid back, so casual, very funny, doesn't, even if I get on her, she doesn't take it too seriously, which is a good thing. So she has the ability to kind of shrug it off, laugh it off. But I will say this, she played in the off season too. She took a few lessons from Coach Oscar, if you remember him. Played Agape League, and Alexis became a little bit of a terror around the net, and she was very, very intense. She did not have that allergy to the net, or if she did, she somehow was able to take the medication to allow her to play up there. So she actually had 22 wins this year, 18 wins out of conference, played with a number of different partners, okay, which is not easy, as we all know. So she was a senior, she showed senior leadership, she was often the team captain for the doubles, because one of the captains can actually go out and talk to the teammates while they're playing on changeovers and try to help coach them up, calm them down, get them to keep carrying on. So Alexis did all those things. She told me at the end of the year, like, Coach, I made it through the whole season and I never really had to get in shape. Okay, Alexis, well, tell us something that we don't know. Okay, she and Lauren are, that was their little joke with me. But you can see she's still in pretty good shape, okay? She says she's never going to run again in her life, but I hope she continues to play tennis. And you can see that all these girls, they look pretty physically fit now, okay? And at these team banquets, and she's just one of them as a senior, I'm very proud of her for sticking it out 4 years. I'm very proud of her for stepping up and being a team leader this year. I'm very proud of her 18 wins in the preseason. She was 18-11. Got all the stats for you, Alexis. So I'm going to remember you as a really good doubles player that was really, really intense at the net and really wanted to try to help the team win. Despite your attitude of this kind of California laid-back girl, I know that you wanted to win when you were out on the court, so you couldn't fool me there. Okay? Thank you. Okay, I got two left. I got Lily first. Lily Chen. So Lily's got her varsity paper recognition now. JV girls, of course, she was the player of the year for the JV. And this is what I want to say about Lily. Okay, Lily had a goal. She comes in as a junior, okay? She hasn't played that much tennis. She's had Coach Darryl helping her a little bit in the off season. So she's developed some good fundamentals, and her goal is varsity. Varsity, 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 man. Well, you can't start out on varsity. You have to prove yourself on the junior varsity level. Okay, Coach. Never said a word. Okay, goes out there with Coach Darryl, who of course is delighted to have her on the team. And she goes out there and performs and performs and performs. And she just kept winning and winning and winning. And finally, I just had to say, it's time to move up to varsity. That's the way it works. The work you put in on the practice court, your attitude is everything. The discipline, the not asking for special favors, okay? Lily did none of that. She just, whatever I asked her to do or whatever Darryl asked her to do, she just went out and did it. So I had really no choice. And I'm always looking, junior varsity, trust me, I'm always looking to give you the opportunity to move up. So Lily was just one of those this year, which I'm happy because you can see that the work you put in is the work you're going to get out. So Lily had that goal. So guess what? Super successful at the varsity level, at the JV level. When she came up to varsity, okay, it wasn't a rude awakening for her because she knew it was going to be tough. So she had 4 wins. She had 4 wins at the varsity level all year, but she was thrust into doubles. She was thrust into singles. Okay, she was into some very difficult positions coming up from junior varsity. And yet she just kept going, and when she lost, okay, she'd be back on the practice court. Sometimes after practice, she's on the wall, hitting on her own, trying to work some things out for herself. She's asking Daryl, you know, for some help. So anyway, girls, that's a role model right there. She's a junior. It just shows you that with little experience, okay, you know, she had her goals, short-term, long-term, and she achieved her goals. Now, did she achieve a lot of success in terms of wins at varsity level? No. Okay, but she was always competitive. She never gave up. You know, she tried hard for every single point, every ball, all day long. So that's why she was a valuable player to come up for varsity at the end of the year. And she did have some success and helped us out tremendously at the end of the season. So for that, I'm grateful, and I hope that she takes it a little bit easier on herself. Even, you know, you can't be a perfectionist. When you want to be a tennis player, you cannot be a perfectionist. You have to be willing to fail and fail and fail, and then you have a little success, and then you keep going back and back and forth. Lily does that, but, you know, keep your goals high, Lily, but you and Rachel need to be a little bit easier on yourselves, okay, for next year. Okay, and we look forward to having you back. Okay. Erica. Erica's mom was our MCAF rep. She had to go to morning meetings every Tuesday night, did our budgets, did all kinds of things for us. So another one that has a team mom that's very involved with the team. Unfortunately, she's a senior. She's been with us since her sophomore year. Sophomore year, she was the best sophomore on the team. Junior year, she was the most improved. Both those years, she was playing mostly singles, some doubles. She had 34 wins each of those 2 seasons. Last year, she was honorable mention All-Palomar League. Fantastic singles player, new coming back this year. She was probably going to be our number 1 or number 2 player. She got put into that number 1 position right away, early on in the season. She put in a lot of work in the off season with match play, Agape League, playing a lot of guys, you know, a few clinics. But basically, she was on the court a lot. She was on the court a lot. I have to say, I didn't really see it coming. I mean, when you have 34 wins in your first 2 seasons, so she had 68 wins, right, in singles, 68 wins total. She knew that last year Leah Antrobus had 50 wins and set a school record for most wins in a single season. Leah had 36 singles wins, and then she had 14 doubles wins, so she had 50. Leah was 50 and 11, so that was a school record for the girls, and Leah ended up with the most wins for her career for 181. But anyway, Erica came in this year, and we had a brutal schedule. All the teams we played all made the playoffs. So despite the fact that some of you thought that some of those teams weren't that good, you know, those were all playoff teams. A lot of those teams had really good winning records. So when I looked at our schedule, and I thought, if Erica gets 40 wins this year, it's going to be a fantastic season for her. Okay, but she's a senior. She showed the maturity, and so this year she set a record for the school. 51 wins, 51 singles. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think it was possible. She just kept her nose to the grindstone. When I put her out on the court, I never had to worry about her this year. Her attitude, her maturity level was so much higher. She had that goal in mind, and I thought, just keep that goal in mind, because that's a great motivating factor for you. She wanted the team to do well in the playoffs. She wanted us to win. So when she's out there, she's all business on the court. So her 51 wins, she was had 29 wins out of league, and she had 22 wins in the Palomar League. A lot of great wins in the Palomar League. She was second team all Palomar League again. Her win-loss record in games, she won 321 games and lost 112. Her 51-9 record is an 85% percentage of winning. That's higher than any boys percentage in Mount Carmel history too. She's in pretty good company there, because the guy that holds the highest percentage, he didn't even come close to 51 wins, by the way, but he had the highest percentage of wins, which was like 82%. She's got 85. His name was Gene Carswell. He's the head men's coach at San Diego State right now. So that's pretty good company. So Erica did a great job there. She also qualified for the CIF individual tournament. A lot of you girls don't know, but her season just ended Friday. Okay, she was playing in the individual tournament down there representing Mount Carmel in the Palomar League. She played 2 tough rounds and won both of those. And then she ran into the number 4 seed from La Jolla Country Day, who by all admission is the biggest spoiled brat in the individual tournament. So anyway, she lost to her, but it was a good match. She played well. You know, she was hitting the ball well. She just ran into a girl that was a little better than her on this occasion. But I'm so happy for Erica, because that 51 wins is, you know, that record has stood since, well, Leah had it last year, but before Leah had it, you know, it was like 1990 or something. It was the previous record holder. We've had a lot of good girls come through here, a lot of Division I players, and none of them had that 51 win season. So like, that was a great, for me, I thought Erica overachieved a lot this year and became a great team player. And for that, like, I'll always remember that. The awards will be short and sweet. And then we'll call up the seniors. So hopefully they'll